Music.
Brick by brick by brick by brick by brick.
I own 100% of Barstool Sports. The sun, the moon, the Milky Way. It is getting so close, I can taste it. We can take a bite out of it. This is exactly, and I mean exactly, why Barstool Sports has to exist. It has to.
That we're starting the show with.
It's Monday. No, it's Tuesday, November 7th, Election Day. Shout out to no traffic on the road today. Yeah.
What are they
For
like?
what?
I don't know.
Well,
It's not the big one, so I don't know.
It's gonna be stolen anyway.
Today's episode is brought to you by Stacker2 Energy. We got the shots. We got the gummies. We got the B12. We got the caffeine. You get the energy. You get no crash. It's an OG in the game. They've been doing it for 20 years. There's a reason why they're still around. They're like Barstool. There's a reason why, through all the fads and ups and downs, Stacker2 is still out here slinging gummies, slinging shots, and getting you through the day, getting you through the work day, getting you through the school day, getting you through partying, your social life. Every walk of life where you need a little bit more energy, Stacker2 has got you covered. It's the 6-pack of nuclear nectar. They got the gummies that you can take anywhere with you. Just slide them in your pocket. Take one whenever you need a little bump. You get poor choice of words, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, when you need the
Like a
energy.
bump in the road.
Yeah.
I laugh. I go.
You get the energy shot. That is 10,000% of your daily B12 intake.
A lot of percent.
It's everything you need to make sure you don't drag through the day. So go to stacker2.com/Barstool for your Barstool Bite Back Pack, where you get $5 off of your purchase or $5 worth of free product. That's stacker2.com/Barstool for the Barstool Bite Back package. We got a big one today. Barstool Radio is a kind of at a junction, I think, where we know when there's drama and there's fighting, it's going to be the best fucking show on the planet. And when there's not, we're just going to shoot the shit and bring you what's happening at Barstool. But when it starts to come together and things start to bubble and you know that shit's about to happen, I get a little giddy. Francis is running hot. We're going to get him on in a minute. He gave a speech that I hope he can recreate. You'll see it on Stool Scenes. It was fucking.
It was eloquent.
It was unbelievable. I mean, he was spitting bars. It was like a poem at one point. There's also rumors swirling about a certain person making an appearance in the office today that has Tommy smokes. I think Tommy has an erection.
Okay, no.
Stand up for us.
Do not in that way.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
Here's what I.
Tommy is nervous and excited.
He's a fear boner.
Numbers. All I think about is numbers,
baby. There is one person who drives numbers more so than maybe anybody else in this game.
Matt Rife.
Matt Rife is here today too. A close number 2. The dad father herself, the Godfather, Alex Cooper.
Our founding father.
In the building. Single dad, single father.
We have not seen each other since our call her daddy, call him
mommy.
beef.
Yep.
There was a point where she certainly had quite a distaste for me.
Really did, though. I think genuinely, right?
Why though?
I think like they would laugh about it on camera, but I think they were also like,
I think it was more like, this kid's fucking annoying.
Well, you're making fun of like her brand, basically.
I didn't do that until they refused to give me a makeover, and then I fired. But
They would have never gotten the Spotify deal if they gave
Tommy did what Tommy does.
Yeah.
And he tries to make content, and he was always in the mix. At that point, I think he was still Dave's pet puppet.
Yeah, more or less.
So he was around a lot, and I think he really, this was good stuff. And he was like, but what I don't think Tommy saw coming is in the span of Tommy's call him mommy and the joking about the makeover, Alex Cooper became Oprah.
Yep.
So it went from like, I'm joking around with like the quirky weird dude at Barstool because I'm making content there now, to, I never have to talk to people like him ever again because I'm Oprah.
I mean, yeah. You know, there was literally a point on radio where I was like, it was like right in the mix of this, and me and Dave were talking about it, and Dave was like, Tommy, I love you, but like, if I could only save one of you, I would drown you.
Like it's not even a fucking
I was like, you know what?
question.
I was like, let's check back in like 10 years. Let's see.
Yeah, let's
who's doing
see.
better. So far, Alex, a massive head start. An
I mean,
absolutely.
But there's
No, you got about
There's
8 more
time.
years.
There's time.
Yeah, you got like 8, maybe
yeah,
7
she's
more
a couple
years. I don't know how long
think,
it's
older,
been.
A year, maybe older than me. So
She's only a year older than you?
a year or two.
Oh my God.
She's got such a head start. So yeah, I mean, and let's clarify something. They're the ones that started the idea of the makeover from this video where I had khakis on when they were ripping khakis.
Wait, what are you doing in that video?
Yeah, why is
They
it?
were,
That's,
they were ripping.
covering
They were
your-
like, any guy who wears khakis is a total.
Oh, got it.
why have you reverse aged? You look younger now than you did in that video.
I look
That happens. No,
It
no.
looks like you spray painted your hair.
That
on
happens
in
at
video.
Barstool. There's a Barstool glow up and aging like Barstool like presidents, and they kind of happen at the same time. It's a very weird paradox where you get a little bit of money, you get a little bit of notoriety, you're on camera enough that you're like, okay, I got to clean up a little bit, but you're also aging like a motherfucker because of the stress, and it creates like a weird thing where it's like you look older but younger, better but worse.
Yep.
Like healthier but
Defies the
unhealthier.
laws
It's
of
a very strange thing.
But yeah, I'd love to. I mean, just a 5-minute sit down. It'd be great for the smoke show. New episode tonight, but this would be the finale episode.
Dude, 5 minutes you're trying to get with her?
Bro, you will get 5 seconds.
That's loud.
on
Or I
a
just say
fucking-
like, let's squash the beef.
You'll get the walk
listen,
from the front
They're
door to
both
the
gone
studio,
on to
if
big
that.
things since
Let's
then.
wait. Let me just be clear to the audience and everybody here. There's a 0% chance any of this is happening. We're just doing this.
I think
for the sake of conversation. I think there is
There's a 1%.
Doctor Strange. 1%. No. There's a Doctor Strange in the Avengers. 1 in 14 million scenarios where you catch her walking out the door and you like bombard her with a video and you get her in there.
But here's the thing.
That's it.
You'd have to
My
TMZ style
life-
ambush
yes,
her.
yeah.
My
that's the
life
only
has
way.
been built on those 1 in 14 million.
Right.
scenarios. Like a
Totally.
March Madness gambling.
Absolutely.
Run, a
So there is a
Tricks
chance.
video. Like
Yes.
they just, the universe, God's smokes fan. And so I think that there's a chance.
what'd you
God's a smokes fan. And I think that there's a chance the universe lines up today.
I'm not gonna say no to that. I'm not gonna fight you. on that. There is certain like haves and have-nots in the internet world where it's like things like the deal with the devil with Dave, where it just always breaks his
Yeah.
way. You kind of have a little bit of that going where it might happen. But
But
there's
5 minutes.
no.
I just asked for.
there
her
is no
official endorsement.
chance.
She's been on the Forbes 30 and 30 list before.
Do you
She's on
think,
Fallon
though,
this week.
that she was on Fallon
selling
this
out the
week?
Hulu theater
but I
tonight and
just
tomorrow night.
It's the one thing holding me back from getting on the list is that I have this
No endorsement.
powerful enemy.
What's the upside for her, though? That's what you have to ask. Because if you ambush her TMZ style, there's no upside.
No. There's literally 0.
But if you ambush her TMZ style, then it's like you're the guy. It's like,
Oh.
is that inappropriate?
There was
like
a
guest
big
comes in,
army,
they get
a
ambushed.
big army that was like, oh, we love calling mommy, we hate call her daddy. So like those people will finally be on her side.
She'll
now,
get the
I will
bump.
say this.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's here. And
It's not to do out and about, I'll tell you that.
I don't know if Erica was just like, I'm not telling you, but she was like, I don't really know either. So maybe there's a chance Alex wanted to just, she's at the theater tomorrow night and tonight or something like that, Wednesday, Thursday.
Where at MSG?
Oh, yeah. Have you heard of it? Madison Square Garden?
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe
one
she
day.
just wanted to come by
One
and
day.
say hi. But I said to Erica, I go, oh, we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. Do you think you should do radio with us? Like, kind of being like, I'm fucking joking. And she was like, yeah, totally. And it's like, totally
I don't
what?
know. She
There is
didn't come in
no
when we were
fucking
paying her. She didn't.
Yeah,
come
when
in.
she's
I don't know.
contractually obligated, she didn't want to do it. There's no
We'll see.
fucking.
Maybe she comes in. She comes in and sits down for an hour.
Imagine if she just gave us the exclusive of a lifetime.
The skinny
It
on
was just like,
Sofia.
here's what's going on in my proposal, my
Right.
engagement. Here's what's going on with my agent. Here's what's happening at the theater.
Here's my real estate portfolio.
Hey, maybe she.
We can talk about your
do the
apartments
interview with
versus
her on the
hers.
other side.
Yeah.
Maybe she has seen the smoke show and knows.
She's like, oh,
There is a part of me that
For
thinks
sure.
she could be like, oh wow, like you did glow up a little bit, like.
I don't think that's.
I don't know.
I don't know. You got to give Tommy credit.
You could ask
we
her.
don't
You can give me
Tommy
credit.
credit
I don't think
because-
she'll give. I don't
I think
she's
the opposite. I think the
noticed.
opposite. Like, I don't want to give you credit because I'm like, ugh, fucking
Right.
Tommy's
It's
head's gonna
insufferable,
explode.
yeah.
She might be like, oh my god, that guy like who wore the khakis,
Still
he
works
actually.
Yeah.
She has no reason to put you down, basically.
You guys
Or
could
so insignificant to her that she might be like, oh
Right.
wow.
You could compare apartment situations. You could be like, hey, when your roof is leaking in your $20 million Hollywood Hills home,
Palace.
how do you handle it? And maybe
We'll
she
see.
can kinda
I mean,
pressure on-
if she wants to break the internet, the offer is there today.
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
She's she's watching.
Watch
Every
me right
day.
now.
If you want to give her maybe a plea to the camera, and we could just maybe let her know.
Yeah, she's just.
Give her
right
a
now,
plea,
just
Tommy.
make an actual like ask.
Come on, Coop. It's been a while. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's make some magic. Let's make a quick scene and let's go Vivi. How could you turn that down? Look, I'd even made my own skin crawl.
Yeah, that was not great.
Yeah.
That was not great.
Don't clip that.
Are you talking publicly about what you did yesterday in there, or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
But that'll be.
Smokes has some shit coming. I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
That
so
will shock the world.
New Smokester
Yeah.
episode tonight. I think it's a different one. It's raw. It's emotional. It's
Wait,
real.
is it tonight?
It's not.
Okay, I was just gonna say, you
Yeah.
should talk about it if it's tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay.
But
What-
so then
what's
there'll be
coming
another
next
episode
week?
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks is like you will consume some content from Tommy Smokes that will genuinely shock you.
What is? Give me a hint.
Just something that you thought Tommy could not
Something
do.
you're like, there's no way Tommy can do that.
Yes, and then you do, and it's like, holy shit, he did it.
And there will be a little teaser of it at the end of tonight's episode.
Ooh.
God damn.
Tune in.
That guy who you had, the bouncer we were talking about,
Yeah.
we should have him like on the show. for an
Fabrizio.
episode, just to like.
Fabrizio? Yeah.
He's a once in a lifetime character.
He's crazy.
His text to me even like, he just texts me every few days. He's like, interview was excellent. Like, I love him. You love it too?
Yeah.
And he like sends me voice memos where he's like, ciao bello.
Those guys are 1 in a million. We're gonna start taking calls whenever throughout the show. 888-786-6522. That's 888-888-STOOL22. We'll quickly recap last night things. and then
I'm
we'll
already
get
just saying Tommy's the worst. What was that about? Yeah.
Well, no. Grab a mic.
Being like Tommy's freaking out. Alex Scoop is coming.
I'm not freaking out.
You are freaking out.
I mean,
You're
you're
freaking
freaking
out.
doesn't know that fucking.
You're freaking out. Tommy, you're
He
freaking out.
remembers.
I used to share a desk with her. She
You're
remembers.
freaking out.
I'm not. I'm excited at the possibility
Tommy, you
of
looked me dead in the eyes and said, I have to do something. You're freaking out.
Yeah, I am a little bit. You know,
Oh, but you should. I like it.
As I should. It's a
Like
big-
you have a fucking. You're gonna try to make some great content with
Yeah.
a 1 in a zillion. Like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Why don't you just go wait by the
More
door with a
people.
mic and we'll get a camera on you?
Kind of don't hate that idea.
You sit by the door with a mic.
I
and
wouldn't do
we
it
get-
myself. I want him to do it, but I don't hate
Yeah,
that.
I think that's a great idea.
I would. If it comes to that, I will.
I mean, I think it's.
I'd prefer to go in more
Say you have
friendly.
about 48 minutes. Like,
more
Yeah, what's-
friendly where it's like, because I imagine she's here to do actual stuff first. Then whenever she wraps up with that,
Just wait.
Hey,
You're just
remember
waiting
me?
and just
yeah,
lying
just
in
wait
wait.
there, but not in a weird way.
What if we're just like we're doing Barstool Radio from inside the elevator bank today? What a coincidence!
Yeah.
Want to be on the show for an
This is a
elevator
totally
ride?
natural setup that we have.
Well, Francis will come on in a second. He's got some thoughts. Last night, The Dozen premiered. I think I only have one more of my allotted 5 must-watches per year left, and I can't use that on a Dozen match. I got to wait for a couple more months in case something pops up. But if I had extras, or if I were to talk about game show must-watches, the Kirk Minhane team versus Dave, Eddie, and Clem team, I never know the names.
ZD versus Minhane.
ZD versus Minhane is so goddamn funny. The Rico versus Dave shit. Rico had internet problems. Quiggs did not even show up. Minhane was fighting 1 versus 3. Dave was yelling at Rico. Some of the antics from Clem and Eddie were so fucking funny. And it's just like, you know, Jeopardy will always be Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune will always be Wheel of Fortune. But the fact that we get a game show setting with these fucking weirdos under this roof who just naturally are the fucking worst and the weirdest and the craziest. It was so goddamn good. And the match itself is good too. So
There's no Kirk Minhane on Wheel of Fortune.
there is no Kirk Minhane.
There's one Kirk Minhane. He resides on the Dozen.
Can you go to my tweets last night? There's a 2-second one where he's screaming to kick off Quiggs, and he just goes, off! And it's like pure lunacy.
Ken Jennings used to do the same thing.
I sent it to Kirk, and he just goes, what's wrong with me? What is
He had the similar one where he was screaming about. Someone was asking about which basketball team he would pick. His producer.
Here,
What are
wait.
you talking about? What? Wait, hold on.
His face. Go play a couple of the clips that I have. They're shitty quality, but I threaded I think a couple of them. Play some of the clips from last night's Dozen match. It's worth going back and watching the whole thing, but these clips are fucking great.
I'll rotate you in post. I won a fucking championship with these 2 guys. I want that note. Shout out to Body Armor.
Rico had
I'll rotate you.
no internet. Quiggs didn't show up at all. The one after that, I think, is where Dave starts like snickering and Kirk starts freaking out. He kicks Quig's off the team. He just boots Rico from the stream. It's.
Is Stu Feiner in this?
No.
No,
He was on a team last season, and he was, I think, statistically one of the worst dozen players.
He just derailed. You got to have some semblance of a show here, you know?
He was probably too RTR.
Is there another clip on my Twitter there, if I remember correctly? It might not have. I don't know if it posted. Yeah.
The Wizards?
Oh, that one too. Clem.
Wizards jumped off early. What is that noise? What's that sound? That was me. Fingers? Oh.
My thinking fingers.
Just thinking fingers. Nothing.
Dave was so ready to be like, what the fuck is that noise,
like
Rico?
with the laptop.
And it was his guy. There was just antics after antics after antics. And all the while, it's Kirk, a one-man former champion, reigning champion, right? Reigning champion?
Yeah.
Like trying to fight Dave. It was unbelievable. So go watch the dozen. Let's get Is Francis now not here? I'll set the stage. We got to get Francis on here.
I'll text him.
Francis.
Let me text Kirk too.
Francis is embroiled in a situation. Francis is reaching his breaking point with Barstool in the sense that, like, there just are certain people at Barstool, people that other people are afraid to speak up on. And Kirk is one of them. It's because Kirk Minhane is a fucking psychopath. So I get it. I try to avoid Kirk drama too. When I feel like I need to say something, I will say it. But I can understand why some other people here don't, where they're just like, that guy's crazy. Kirk also wields the power of truly, maybe being the one person, along with Dave, who does not give a fuck. So, like, we can do this. Kirk will be like, we can do this, but I will air you out. I will say everything.
Right.
I will not be friendly. I will not pull punches. I don't fucking care.
There's nothing off limits.
Nothing's off limits. So if you have some skeletons, if you have some personal things, if you have whatever, he will fuck you up. So I get why some people want to, like, keep him at bay. But Francis is going through this thing which seems like pretty innocuous shit as far as this foreplay video. I want to do it. He said he would come on, and now he's.
Where is
I texted him.
Francis? All right.
I will set the stage as I believe it, and then maybe Francis can clarify. Francis did Frankie's video, like the back nine, where you do 9 holes.
Barstool Golfs?
Yes, Barstool Golfs, okay. In the video, it was made very, very clear you have to count every stroke. There's no gimmies, there's no mulligans, no nothing. On the second video, Kirk's video, he kind of like, he does like tap in, and it's not going in, and he kind of guides it in. And Francis was like, wait, what the fuck is that? That should be a stroke. And Francis, I think, said he was like, I was doing it to be an asshole. I was doing it because I think their scores would have been tied then.
Right.
He thinks that there's a chance that it's going to be him and Kirk.
Here he is.
And also because of the so I'm setting the stage, but I want to make sure.
I'm gonna text.
I said, you explain the thing about the Kirk tapping the ball in, and that it should have been an extra stroke. Based on the Ryder Cup drama.
Yeah, but he's right in that, as always. He's right that Frankie had established with Kirk in their video that Kirk could take those gimmies.
Okay.
He could take a gimme, which was not what was my rule.
But that was explained to you at the beginning.
On the first hole.
Okay, so there was.
I had a putt the same distance, and I said I have to putt this, right? And Frankie goes, yes, everything ball on hole.
Okay.
So the rule from that point forward was established.
You went first.
I went months and months ago, which is why on the 6th hole I had a putt and then a tap in, which I missed, but they cut away. They don't show it. They basically say, assume that went in to the viewer, which is why I didn't remember if I had been given any kind of gimmies like that, and because we shot it, I don't know, in June.
Right.
4 months ago, 5 months ago, and I don't remember every fucking hole and what happened. And I messaged the 3 editors and Frankie, and they cover all this on Foreplay, before I wrote this blog about Kirk, calling Kirk out for the fact that he was raking putts in. And I messaged him and I was like, guys, I want to
raking putts in.
To be clear, like are you doing this for fun, for content, or for like? You see,
vibe as it seems a little.
Speak of the devil, Kirk Minhane.
But listen,
That's fine.
I don't get it, but like the golf world very much. 781 is Kirk?
Yeah.
Okay. The golf world is very much like these things matter. So if it matters to you guys, okay. All right, we got Kirk on the line now too. I know you guys. I think you guys just
we kind of solved it on his show.
This kind of keeps happening where you do it on Kirk's show, but we want to do it for radio. But so then I don't want to bore you guys with redoing the same thing. I'll just cut to the chase. I don't know how it went with you, Kirk, on your show, but there's footage from stool scenes that you'll be able to see this week where Francis. It was poetry in motion. It was like a speech. It was like up there with like fucking Kennedy being like, there are certain people at this company who get treated preferential treatment from certain people, and I don't understand why. And Frankie is one of them, doing it to Kirk Minhane, and I don't get why they're afraid of him. And I mean, it was passion, it was fury, it was beautiful.
Again,
and I said in the moment, I said, you know who's gonna love this is Kirk. Kirk will love what you're doing right now.
I said.
Well, go ahead, Francis. Go ahead. Well, okay. I was going to say if it started like Kennedy with Francis, I hope it ends like Kennedy. we over the show. Like Francis bent the knee today. Like his issue was not.
Did you bend the knee?
His issue was with Frankie.
It is.
Not even that I bent the knee. I think Kirk made me realize
Francis, you said the show that you're terrified.
Yes, but I still do things I'm terrified to do.
So he did say that. He said there are people at Barstool who are afraid and are uncomfortable to call out someone like Kirk. And I think there's other people.
Or Dave.
But this was specified on Kirk.
Sure.
And he said, I am one of them, but I still do it because sometimes you have to fucking man up and do it, especially when you work here. And I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got no problem with that. Of course, no.
I think so. The problem is not. It's with the people who react to you, not you.
Sure. I mean, my thing is you can't write the blog, obviously, when you did the same thing. But
Kirk, you go listen to the foreplay. They make it very clear on there.
But Fritz, that's still on you. That's still, you have to be accountable to some extent.
I tried. I asked the editors.
Well, okay, but it's still your fault. I mean, you did do that.
Wait, but then they told me it looks clean. We don't have any footage or.
I mean, I don't know.
They say that on the podcast. They say that. They say that on their pod, and
Wait,
they
I'm
say
sorry.
they fucked me.
Can you clarify a little bit what you're talking about? Because I don't think
say they fucked me. So I reached out to Brendan, to Frankie, and to Kyle Timms, I guess by extension, saying, guys, I see that Kirk has double tapped a putt in
did
and
I have
given
any
to him. Did I do this?
And they said no.
And if I did, I'm not gonna. Of course, I won't say anything because that's insane. I'm not gonna out myself because then I would do exactly what Frankie was not happy about, which is I will draw attention to the lack of integrity on both of our matches.
Got it.
And across the board, I got, no, it looks clean, like, we're not entirely sure, we'd have to go back, but as far as I can remember, you did not do this. And I was still so nervous about it that I included a disclaimer in my blog.
Right.
Where I said, look, I'm pretty confident I putted out every hole. Again, we shot this 5 months ago, I'm not certain, but on hole 6, it doesn't show whether or not I finished my putt. If, in fact, it emerges.
It's crazy, but it's smart. But it's crazy you have to do it.
There, I will blow every Minifan to completion. I'm in Boston for the weekend.
He did do that. He did say that.
So wait, but then in Kirk, you're saying you can't write that blog because you got to tap in?
Well, hold on. Within 5 minutes of
but Kevin, he did the same exact thing. Literally the same exact thing that he was dumping me on. Like, so, like that's a tough.
And I would never have written. I would never have written the blog.
Hang on, I don't know what you mean there.
I would never have written the blog.
You're saying that you did get a gimme?
They gave me a gimme.
Okay,
I didn't know.
But he wrote that. He took the steps to be like, I'm not going to do this if I got the gimme. They told me I didn't get any gimmies, so I'm gonna.
And Foreplay admits this. They admit that they fucked me.
But my point is when you say that you're going after. Like his issues with Frankie and those guys, who I love. Like I think it's funny that they did that. I don't have a problem with that. But people could do like. I don't write whatever you want, say whatever you want. I don't care. It's all
no. This is what Kirk does.
Did Foreplay fuck you intentionally?
Yes.
Oh, so you would write the blog. It's not
are you sure?
They told because
they get so bent out of shape about like.
No, they admitted it. Go listen to their pod.
Okay.
They it's funny. They air it out. They're like, we fucked Francis.
Okay.
We fucked Francis.
Got it.
It's almost like Kevin. It's almost like there was an overlord above all of it, pulling the strings.
Exactly.
Got it.
The Dark Lord himself.
I won't say I won't say who that is, but somebody might have.
And Frankie got the footage of me committing the foul and sent it. I'm texting with Frankie, and he's mad that I've written the blog because it draws attention to the fact that on their YouTube golf thing,
but like that's so crazy.
They're not. I think it's a world we don't understand because their fans are so litigious about the fucking golf that
I guess so.
If people are thought to be raking putts, then it loses credibility.
I've heard a couple things.
Well, as I said all along, I said to Francis, like I get that they're serious about it, but you can't be serious about a competition that has Stu Feiner and Tommy and Rico.
Right.
Like these, this is not a serious. And I love the foreplay guys. I love doing it, but like it is a comedy. Like Jersey Jerry's in it.
Right.
Like Francis and I are okay golfers. We're not.
But even if it was like the foreplay guys, you, Francis, Kirk. I don't even know who else is. If it was just the good golfers and it was like we're determining who the best golfer is, then it would be. I could understand that.
I'll tell you what, I broke a lot of rules when I went out.
Yeah, this is the problem, and this is something people haven't addressed yet, which is that I shot my video 5 months ago. I posted the low score at 43, and then in the interim between me and Kirk, he had fights, Stu, and Sass, and it got to a point where it's like, well, we can't finish every hole. And I think the competition itself got a little bit looser, which is why at that point you can see Frankie's mindset about how the rules are going to be enforced has changed. He's like, look,
why is he upset now?
I disagree with that.
It should be the opposite.
You were given the tap in, and so was I. Like that didn't change between you and I.
But again, Kirk. I was under the impression, falsely.
Well, you wrote the fucking blog about it, Kevin. What do you want me to say? You wrote a blog about it. I'm reacting to it.
But Kirk, I don't write the blog if I am told that I did that. How am I to remember that one hole that was 5 months ago?
Yeah, but I get Kirk saying like the facts are the facts. Yeah.
I don't even disagree.
But listen. The golf is whatever. The bigger thing that is more interesting is the idea of like Frankie and anybody else being afraid of Kirk or being afraid of fallout.
That's not true. That's not true.
And Kirk, I love when Kirk does these things. Say whatever you want, write whatever blog you want, say whatever you want about me. I don't care. And then it's like when it happens, he's like, I will fucking rape your daughter. It's like, Jesus. Yeah, you didn't care at all.
I'm going to prove this. I'm going to prove this right now. I'm going to prove this.
Don't get these spoilers away, Kevin.
But I loved the passion that Francis had when he was like, sometimes you gotta fucking, even if you know, like Francis, I think almost went into it. Of course, he has his viewpoints and wants to like be correct, but I also think he knows that Minifans are gonna go nuts and you're gonna eat him for lunch and there's gonna be a whole fucking internet thing, and it's like the Jon Snow gif where he's just fucking pulling out the sword when the whole war is coming at him, and sometimes you just gotta do it, and very few people do it. I give Francis credit for being like, I'm gonna fucking do it anyway.
I thought the blog was very funny. I think I messaged Francis that it was very funny.
Yeah. And
then I thought it was even funnier when it turned out that he was like that he did the same thing.
I thought the whole thing was that's unbelievable.
It's great. I don't have any issue with all of that. I don't have any issue with all of that. That's all part of the show. But Kirk, I'm going to prove this point to you. So this is me, and I'm sure Frankie won't be thrilled that I'm doing this, but.
Frankie can go fuck himself.
I said, I texted him, I said, did you make it back from the Dominican? He goes, landing shortly. And I go, do you happen to remember if during my Barstool Golfs we finished every ball and hole? I watched my video again and it shows me putting it on every hole except one where it just cuts. And he goes, I'm not sure, honestly. And then I bring up the point that I'm thinking on 5, Kirk hits his 2-footer backwards, misses, gently taps it again. Between us, this might be worth a blog to hype a potential finale between us. And he goes, I mean, I'd rather the finale be a legit 43 versus 43 as opposed to one guy saying it's not real. It makes it have less stakes. But I think, but whatever you feel will be better. And I said, okay, I'll sleep on it. And then he said, I'd also trying to remember if we gave you any mulligans. We didn't. We figured that and then he goes, and then I said, look, I think this is going to create more controversy. Won't that lead to more views? If you're telling me not to do this, I won't. I just thought it would be good hype or promotion.
I think that's correct, by the way. I think this is way more promotion than it ever would have been.
And he goes,
I agree with that.
Yeah, and he goes, if it makes more clicks, then it is what it is. I have to just confirm there was no trickery. And then he goes, it's going to make me look like I fucked Kirk Minhane. When I didn't, I gave him the putt. He didn't do anything wrong. I'm fumbling through customs right now, fighting with all our editors to see what actually is going on. Obviously, more shit around the video is good. I just want to make sure I'm not going to war with Kirk over something I know I told him was okay.
That is fair too, though.
Of course it's fair. I have the same mentality.
I just see like
but
every
that is a factor. It is a factor.
Yeah.
And that's like.
Shut the fuck up, Kirk. Fuck yourself.
Kirk is a mild man.
You're never getting a text from Frankie going, I'm going to end up going to war with Kevin Clancy, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very clear, you know.
And
should we get Frankie?
I mean, you know, yeah.
And then to bring this home, right? I keep going back to these guys. Do you have any evidence of me raking a putt? And they're like, we're looking. No, I don't think so. I publish the blog 5 minutes later. Kyle Timms finds it, sends it to Frankie, and then Frankie sends it to after it's published.
Kyle Timms. I like Kyle. He is a huge Minhane.
Is he?
He's a giant.
There it goes. There it is.
He's legitimately the biggest. I don't say this often. He might be the biggest Minhane fan in the world.
Really? There you fucking go.
Frankie said that when Kirk went out there for Barstool Golf's, Kyle was acting like he was literally on the court with Jesus Christ himself.
It feels like they walked me into my own trap.
I was about to say, I think you're maybe being a little paranoid, and maybe they just haven't. But no, now it's like.
And then,
what's crazy is it took Francis so long to come to this realization. That's obviously what happened. I don't even know.
I've known this. I just didn't think I wanted to bring it up until everyone started bringing it up because, I have the fear too.
But it's funny though, Fred. I mean, you're not actually upset.
No, I'm having actually a lot of fun.
No, it's funny.
No, yeah. I mean, there's always, it's Barstool dramas. There's always like, I flip-flop probably like 3 or 4 times in the middle of a drama session, let's call it, where I'm like, this is great. I don't want this headache. This was really fun though. Oh my God, this is still going on. I can't fucking, you know what I mean? And so, you go through the motions of all of it. And when you're dealing with like the crazies like Kirk, it's like everything is heightened.
Yeah. And after they found that footage, I had said if you find it, send it to me, and they sent it to Kirk first, so that he would control the narrative.
Okay, so Frankie, you there?
Hello.
So you 100% intentionally fucked Francis, right?
No, we fucked him, but not on purpose.
Well, then what do you mean?
Like we fucked. Like I'm admitting that I fucked him. The way the situation played out.
No, but I mean the blog. So you guys said no, we did not give you any gimmies. Francis publishes the blog. A matter of minutes later, boom, here's the evidence.
Found by the number one Minhane in the world.
But that's who fucked Francis. Like,
so did he go rogue? Did Kyle go rogue?
Who knows? Like, at the end of the day, I told Francis at one point, like, hey, man, like, I guess you didn't take any mulligans, even though I was pushing back, being like, I'm pretty sure we did something with you, whether it was like a drop or a putt. I'm like, I'm not 100% positive, but you're being so freaking annoying about, like, Kirk. At one point, Francis wrote in all caps, I played it clean. So you guys are talking about how, like, it's fucking stupid that, like, we're, like, trying to make sure that the rules are all the same and, like, we're playing the game of golf or whatever. Like, we're trying to keep it somewhat similar. But at the end of the day, Francis was pretty fucking positive that he played the game clean. And I was like, I don't think so, but we don't have any evidence that you didn't, so go ahead and publish the blog. And at one point, I texted Kyle Timms. I'm like, bro, did he take a drop? And he said, no. I went back through the footage. And that's when I was like, all right, Francis, you didn't.
That's okay, affirmation. So that is as much. I beg anyone to show me someone here who has done more due diligence.
Yeah, you went above and beyond on this for sure. Now, wait, no, so Frankie,
because, like,
is there a chance that your producer went rogue and loves Kirk and suckles at his teeth so much that he was like, I'll tell the guys it was clean, and then I'll be like, bam, it's not?
I mean, Kyle Timms is legit the nicest person on the planet. I think he would die for Kirk Minhane. So, like, the way that it played out, Francis posted the blog. He sent it to me. I read it. I thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, that's great. I'm talking with Trent about it. And I'm like, this is actually really good. We're trying to get more views. I mean, the video, like, I don't know what happened. It didn't even, like, hit the YouTube streamline. So I got, like, 112,000 views. At the end of the day, none of this is even working. That's the funniest part. And the second part is Kyle Timms sent me the link, that video, the second after the blog was posted. So
that feels
how convenient.
Now I'm sitting on this video, and I'm thinking, like, you know, you grew up in the Dave Portnoy world. Imagine someone finds out I just, like, ate the video of Francis doing the same exact thing that he just wrote a blog about Kirk doing. That's insane. So I sent it right to Kirk. That's what you do.
That's the right move. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with any of that. I'm just saying.
Now, right, but wait, but I think where there might be something is
I
that,
text
like,
Kyle, see if he wants to come on.
Yeah, let's get everybody. We got Kirk on, we got Frankie on, we got now. But is there an element where, because Kirk is an absolute psychopath, that you were like, I'm gonna send it to him because I'm afraid of him and I just want to make sure that he's happy?
No, I mean, I love Kirk, so I wanted him to have everything that he had. I knew something had happened in Francis's match. Like, I didn't know for certain what it was. Like, I thought maybe.
But the texts were like, I don't think so. You're good, man.
You did say at one point, we went back and looked, and it's fine.
Oh, 100%. At one point, I was convinced by Kyle that there wasn't. But there was that pushback where I'm like, even when I was just walking with Trent through the airport, I kept saying to him, I'm like, he just keeps saying that it was a perfect round. I'm telling you, dude. I was talking to Trent. I'm like, I'm telling you something happened. And
I had my doubts too, listen, as evidenced by the disclaimer. I knew exactly the moment where it would have been
if there was one.
And I asked the whole team, what happened here?
And a Minifan said nope, and then immediately after you went public said yep.
No.
Kirk
went back, watched the footage, and said no. So I'm like, I can't argue with that. I don't know.
Meanwhile, he's running like Kirk's barber on Twitter right now.
Yeah, like, if we're honest, I don't think Frankie's at fault here anymore either. I think this is all on Kyle Timms now.
Yeah.
I texted him. I'll see if.
Which by association is just Kirk. Kirk, this is all your fault.
Well, I mean, like, legitimately, this is like journalism 101. Unless you have it 100%, you know, run it. This is all on Francis. Legitimately, it's like I don't like. I mean,
there
like,
is some truth to that too.
Excuses left and right. Like, you wrote the blog and you did the tap in. Like, it's funny. Like, it's very funny, but this is 1,000% Francis's fault. Like,
you did manufacture something.
Well, let's get even more nitpicky. Let's get even more nitpicky.
Here we go.
Kirk, did you take when Frankie said, "All right, that's all right," when as a "that's good, I'm giving you that putt"? Did you take?
I mean, this is what I mean. Like, we're now in the land of pathetic. Now you're trying to cut. Like, this is. Like,
I think someone struck a chord.
Sure, I'll say yes.
I think you should answer the question, Kirk.
Because to me, that's you giving yourself that putt.
No, the putt. No, Francis. Frankie said that Sass took gimmies. They were giving gimmies away. You know.
No, the next hole. I'm not talking about that hole. I'm not talking about that hole.
This is legitimately the worst blog you've ever posted at Barstool Sports.
And yet, 2 days ago, you said you loved it. It's a very funny blog.
Well, I mean, as a journalist, no. As a comedian, yeah, it was funny. But as a piece of journalism,
I'm not really wearing the journalism badge. That's not really something I've
Hold on. Hold on. You're the one who said, "Oh, I called this person. I called this person. I want 100%." You tried to sound like a journalist. You fucked up. Like, you never look in the mirror when it's your fault. Like a couple of years ago.
Wait a minute.
Your fault. Oh, here we go.
I wore that as a fucking scarlet letter.
I mean, look.
I'll jump in on that one.
I wore that.
Francis could have turned on a lot of people.
I took all the smoke. Yeah. I took it all. I said I was a lone ranger.
And one guy had your back.
And you did. And that is why I will always love you.
See 908?
Yeah.
Okay, we got.
I love you, but what's that? Who?
Well, but now we got Kyle Timms on. Oh, every time I put. Oh, can we not have more than?
Shit.
Every time I put two people on, Kirk drops. So I think something is going on there.
In Kirk's defense, on that point I just made, if it's giving putts, I don't see any reason why he can't.
I can't have more than three people. So
himself.
Frankie, I'm going to drop you for a second, okay?
Okay.
I retract that point. That's a fair point.
Tell Kyle, and I'll put Kirk and kept Kyle on. Okay, all right. Now we got Kirk.
Well, hold on. Whoa. Kyle's not allowed to speak unless I say he can speak.
Unless you take the ball gag out of his mouth.
Kyle, are you there?
I am, if Kirk allows me to speak, that is.
Okay.
Kyle, yeah, you may speak. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
First,
All right. Thank you very much.
If I may just preface, like, why are you the way you are? Why are you? I've never actually spoken to a Minifan and gotten to like the bottom.
This is low rent. This is bullshit. This is
Low rents.
Because I built a fucking audience. That's why. Because I put together an entertaining show. I'll answer the question for him, Kevin. Because I'm a fucking entertaining podcaster. I put together compelling.
Why don't you let him speak? Why don't you let your fans speak?
You gotta let him speak.
What do you like about Kirk Minhane? Why are you like you are? Do you run any of the fake Twitter accounts? Do you go to war for him?
No.
Have you sent any threats to Bob Murchison? Like where are we talking? What level?
Well, that would be good.
I mean, no threat, no fake accounts or anything. Just my normal Twitter.
Do you refer to him as Podcast Jesus in an unironic way?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to get the feel for where we're at, and it's
Good
just
answer.
you've been listening to him for a long time now, like Boston Radio and all that, or what?
Never Boston Radio because I wasn't too familiar, but ever since he got the Barstool, so I guess
that's what's crazy to me. That's what's weird is I would have assumed all the weirdo Minifans are like from WEEI, like in the trenches, but you just picked up Barstool Kirk and
yeah, it's weird, Kevin. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I have a talent to attract an audience. It's fucked up. Yeah, my stupid listeners. What is this, 2020? We're doing this crap again? What's next? I got to fucking battle Ellie Schnitt and have Ree and Fran list books I fucking read to my kids? Are we doing this again?
Well, Kyle, in defense of Kyle and like his background, like super normal background, the way he got hired, I actually got him hired because he used to edit my Survivor podcast.
Really?
Yeah. So
blame Tommy Smokes. He got me hired.
Yeah. So that's like a totally normal, totally normal thing.
You are a Minifan
Survivor diehard
who made Tommy's Survivor show. You are a freak of all kinds. Now, all right, let's get back to the golf at hand. Did you intentionally fuck Francis?
No, Francis honestly kind of fucked himself because I went back the way Frankie, the night before, Frankie reached out and is like, hey, Kyle, do you remember anything weird with Francis's, like any mulligans or anything? So I went back thinking like, I don't know, did he like launch one off the tee and we just let him hit one again? And I didn't see anything like that. So I was like, nah, dude, I don't think so. I don't see anything. And then in Francis's blog, he goes, the only exception here is on hole 6, where the edit doesn't show whether I finished the ball in hole.
That's
so I went back to the ball footage on that.
I buy that. I walked them to it.
That sucks.
But that's fine.
No,
because to Kirk's point, I was trying to be honest.
Yeah.
I really was.
Oh my God, you look awful, Frankie.
So do you, Tommy. You always look awful.
You look specific.
I went to the Dominican Republic. I wanted to look like what I actually
you
look
look
like
specifically awful here. No, all good. Carry.
This is after the Dominican Republic?
How are you whiter now?
that pale?
You look like you've been in a cave for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I landed at 8:30 a.m. I just woke up. I'm all over the place. I'm getting text messages that Francis is trying to ruin the fucking Barstool Golf empire.
What?
I'm getting all this, no, I'm just kidding.
What does that mean?
That's true. That is true. That's true. That's true.
No,
true. I agree,
in my
Kirk, it is.
defense, all of this, and I will hold to this, was to try to bring hype
to the video.
to a final between me and Kirk.
I agreed.
I think
I said that.
I think we now need to have like a beyond just like who had the lower score on Frankie's show. I think you guys need to do like a heads up thing.
Well, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I think I haven't. Have you guys have any ideas about when and where that might happen?
I would love to have it done before the end of the year. So whether we go down to Florida or somewhere warm, I'd love to get you guys somewhere to just knock this out because I do think there's hype around the match.
Yeah.
The Jerry and Dave video did incredible. So I mean, I think if we can start this grudge match series type of deal. I don't know if you guys are gonna put any money on the line. Like how much? What is?
Well, I like that.
Despite what you may think, I don't have $10,000 to stake at this time.
What could we put on the line to make it interesting?
Maybe a blowjob of a Minifan.
Is there anything blog wise? Is there anything not monetarily that would?
I don't know. I don't. It's a good question. I don't know the answer. We can think
There's
about
got to be
that.
something on the line.
Yeah,
though,
Kirk,
you know?
do you have anything that you want or would or
Oh, I don't know. I own Francis. Like there is zero chance he's going to beat me. He knows that. Zero. So whatever. We put our jobs on the line. I don't know. Whatever.
Put the jobs on the line. Permanently terminate your employment with Barstool Sports.
Pink slip match. Pink slip match. We get.
I don't want to lower the stakes from my end, but I'm going into this firmly aware that you might very well just crumble me and have me topping the ball. So I can't really stake something.
Why is that?
Loser has to write a
Because he's setting the bar low. You're a better golfer than Kirk.
Is a very mental game.
No, I get that, but why does Kirk have that like power over people?
Well, I think anybody who is as good, he's very good at it. He's very good at what he does. He knows exactly the thing to say that will make you think about that instead of hitting the ball.
Kirk, do you ever
That's so well.
Like when we were at the Ryder Cup,
we
were at the Ryder Cup, he was like, man, I think you're going to miss this putt and it'll fail just the way that your Oops the podcast failed.
That is so fun. Kirk, do you ever think about not saying those things? Do you ever say like, I'm just not going to do it today?
I remember thinking of that line. Like, because I was thinking of all the different people that might play different teams. I remember thinking of that line on the plane, flying down there and writing it down, like putting it back in my. Well, I think it's like you go in there, and like you fuck around, and then when it's over, you just like.
But that's the difference. You leave it there, Kirk.
Yeah, not
nobody else does.
Moves on and forgets.
But that whole day, Francis was staggering around like he was the only survivor of a plane crash. Like the whole day, like I saw him at dinner that night. He was all messed up. I'm like, we're just having fun. Like that's fun.
Well, hold on, Kirk. I thought you were still mad at me, and maybe you were still like doing the mindfuckery. But I came up to you and said something, tried to extend an olive branch, and you said, "I hear you're telling people that I'm not a very good guy. So why don't you just keep moving?"
Oh my God!
That was because
he doesn't physical threat.
Riggs had asked me how our match went, and I was like, "Man, that guy Kirk Minhane, he's like I think I called you a terrorist." But I didn't even say that in like a disrespectful way. I said you did exactly what you set out to do.
But going forward, why don't you go back at? I feel like you hold yourself back.
You can't go back at Kirk.
But in the moment,
how do you kick a man who has openly admitted to failing suicide attempts? He's so transparent with his own faults and his own neuroses.
That's why.
But doesn't that make you want to swing for the fences?
Get under his skin.
But doesn't that make you want to swing for the fences?
But what fence is there to swing? There's no fence.
Everything he's be-rabbited himself. He's everything you would say. Like sort of me like kidnapping his family and holding them hostage. I don't know how I could ever rock the boat with Kirk.
Maybe that's the bet. You father his children. That could be the bet.
I have failed at suicide so far. I would like to.
It's not only that. It's you're transparent. But I said earlier, like everybody here, almost everybody, maybe except for Dave as well, and maybe not even Dave fully. But you will not pull any punches. So it's like even if I think I have some things I want to say, it's like if I do, I'm getting all of my shit put on blast. So there's no like let's spar with Kirk Minhane. It's like we're going 12 rounds and you're going to talk about my personal life, my professional life, my failures, my this, my that, and I think that you're the only person who will do that with no conscience at all because you're a sociopath. So people are like, I'm not even going to fucking touch it.
I think it's easier if I don't. I think that's 90% true. But I think it's easier if I don't know somebody that well. Like, look.
Yeah.
Like, you and I had a conversation this morning, right? So I mean, like there are things where I'm like, was it worth doing that? Not really.
But there are times, Kirk, because I have had many conversations with you where I'm very honest and open about things, personal, professional, otherwise. And there are times, there was moments in Survivor where I was like, I think it's over. Like he's gonna go nuclear on me. And you see, you just never know with you. And you have always taken the high road with me, but like. Right now, you might not. Like, you never know.
Right. We're Francis. Not the Francis. We're not really friends. We like each other, but like I don't know him that well. It's easier to kill somebody who you don't know.
Right. Your victims are faceless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Dead body on the side of the road.
Kind of like, if it's somebody I like, if it's a, if it's somebody like Jeff Lowe or it's somebody like Riggs or somebody like K. Marco, I'm going to leave that alone.
I knew there was something coming when you said, I knew you had something on your sleeve.
I had to. It's a rule of 3. I had to. Yeah. Exactly.
Do you think that people are afraid of you?
No, not really. I feel that's died down. But I was in New York all week. I got along with I really got along with everybody.
Yes, but Kirk, don't you think that some people are getting along with you because
they're afraid of what you're going to say?
I do the same. I won't lie. I do genuinely like you, but I also fear you.
Want to stay on his good side.
Because they know that if they open up a can of worms with an argument with you, it's going to go. There is no end until Kirk Minhane says it's over.
Correct.
I think that's what the fear is.
And you have, as you said, an army of devoted fans who will weaponize on your behalf. They'll find out shit about my family, right? I mean, isn't this happened? The whole Ellie Schnitt thing?
I know. I don't know that. I actually don't know that. I know that she called. No, I don't. I know she called our fan base racist, and then she couldn't handle it, and then she left. That's what I know. So I don't know that. I don't know if she had a family. I can't imagine.
Burned down a few police stations on the way out.
That was so unbelievable. That was so unbelievable. Especially just the way she looks.
I mean,
the optics of Kirk being like, that girl burns down police stations. It was unbelievable.
She said it. She said it. But I don't. But I feel like I said, I was in New York all week. I had a great time. I mean, everybody was very nice. They nod. They say, hello, Kirk. They move on.
They bow a little bit.
To me, it's a
kiss the feet.
They genuflect. They kiss the rings.
Suck the cock.
I was with you. I saw you a lot. Oh, no problem.
We got along very well. I like Kirk. I mean,
Tommy wasn't mean to Kirk.
I also
Tommy wasn't combative.
But I do like him. I'm probably in the same boat. I mean, I remember Barstool Radio. Both. You could do both. I remember Barstool Radio back in the day, where it was me, Dave, and Riggs, and Kirk was mad at me for something. It might have been something with a blind mic, and I was new to the Kirk world. And that night, I saw a quote. It's I want this kid's parents fucking dead. And I was like, okay, well, that's a little bit different of a thing than we usually say around here. But then, you realize, you embrace it. You're like, that's the world.
I stand by that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, if Francis did his job, we wouldn't be. He made the putt. And if he was a better journalist, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Kirk, do you ever think that you only have so many bullets that you can shoot? That
what is this? What is this psychological? What are we doing?
It's
a great question.
If you do the full Kirk Seamus Minhane treatment to everybody every time there's a conflict, you think it wears thin? It won't mean as much.
I didn't do anything here.
I'm just asking you the question.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't do any of that stuff.
I think he's pulled back. I think there's a tamer version of Kirk than we've seen in the past.
When's the last time I did something like this? It's been a long time. I don't care I am a gentle. I'm in my 50s now. Yep. I'm settling in the middle.
You're neutered. You've neutered yourself. You've clipped yourself.
Yeah.
You've put your own balls in your own purse.
Yes. Did I reach out to Kyle Timms and have him sabotage this thing on Francis 3 months ago? Who's to say? It doesn't matter. Who cares?
All right.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I oddly think every single side of this, I kind of understand every point of it. Where I do think people, there are certain people are afraid of and don't want to deal with. I do think Francis got fucked. I do also think Francis fucked himself.
Totally.
All around is a very bizarre.
But I do think the blog had to be written.
Yeah.
I stand by that.
Totally. But I will say for once, though, legitimately, I am actually blameless on this one. I did nothing. For this, I actually did nothing.
Is there a second part of the story, though, that now heads into the dozen? Isn't there also dozen drama where Kirk stole someone maybe from your team?
Yeah, I was wondering, how did
that one, I really don't blame him. Because...
Were you guys in the league?
On that one.
What's that?
Am I in the dozen league? Is that what
No. I was talking was Francis, Caleb, and Megan, did you make the cut?
Francis, let me see if I'm explaining this correctly. So Francis, Caleb, and Megan had a team.
Right.
And then I thought their team had been disbanded when after last night with Quiggs. I kicked Quiggs off the team, which hurt, but he didn't show up for the game, so he's gone. So Jeff furnished me some names. She was one of them. We suck at mashup and we suck at new music because I'm old, and Rico is same. So we're like, oh, that fits. We added her. She was all excited, Francis. We could show you that. And then
I have a voicemail from her
Megan,
where she's saying, help me. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't show emotion right now. I'm currently being held hostage.
Play it into the mic. Play it into the mic.
But were you a team in the league and she just bailed?
She was on our team. We were told we'd been promoted into the league.
Well, that's my question. I thought if you guys were no longer going to.
Jeff D-Lowe telling Kirk she's available.
Oh, so this is another. So Jeff D-Lowe is another guy who bends the knee to Kirk.
He may be the biggest knee bender to Kirk we have.
He bends both knees to Kirk.
Yeah, and opens his throat.
Let's not. Jeff is great. Let's not.
We're gonna have Jeff on here.
Yeah, we have to have Jeff call.
Odd boxes here. But wait. He told you she was a free agent when she was on a team.
Yes. Well, Jeff said he sent Francis a text and Francis ignored it. But I will say this. The minute I called Megan after on the show today. I said, "Is this true?" She said, "Yeah." And so I said, "You're gone then. No problem." I don't want somebody to be on a team.
Wait a minute.
I don't want somebody to be on a team they don't want.
So who's your third now?
I don't want somebody to be on a team. We're currently working on that.
Kirk, I will say we have history. We have history, Kirk. I just want to throw myself out there.
That's true. I don't know if you know this guy or not. I was looking at him. I like this guy Quiggs. He seems like
I had a feeling that was going to be reunited soon. Did Jeff D-Lowe text you, yes or no?
Here's what he said. Squad, got some news. We aren't announcing until next week, but you're in the league. You've been absorbed by TJ's team. His team with Patty the Batty is no more, and he has added y'all. Keeping the Corn Dog's name was the name we had come up with. So you won't be playing next week. You're just in the dozen. Caleb said, so we have 4 players? That's awesome. That in no way to me means that Megan is no longer on our team.
There's no mention of that. That's crazy. And
to be fair, I don't know anything about that. So once she said today she wanted to be on the team, I was like, just go back to that team, man. I mean, it's fine with me. I don't care.
I don't think you can have 4 players.
Yes, but
that changes everything.
The plot thickens. And the plot thickens here in that Jeff just told Caleb, who told me, that Jeff says Megan can't play on our team anymore, and she's going to be like a player coach, or like a coach, because TJ is our 3rd player. And so he's now said just unilaterally that Megan is not.
So Megan went from 2 teams to
0 teams?
And we want our team to be me, Megan, and Caleb.
So why don't you do that and then TJ goes and joins Kirk?
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. You ask Jeff.
I think
don't put my team together. Secondly, I don't like.
This is yet again someone just genuflecting to Kirk, because if Jeff doesn't give him a 3rd member, you're going to talk about his dead father, and it's going to be a whole problem. It's going to be a whole thing, because that's what Kirk Minhane does.
Jeff is on a plane, but I'm texting him questions.
I was going to say, Jeff, I know Jeff watches every day, so I'm like, I also.
I don't know enough about I don't know enough about their team situation, but for us, we have 2. I said on the show today, I am not opposed to the idea of going as a free agent to somebody else's team at this point in my career. I've done it all. Maybe I'm the missing piece for a team that needs that 3rd player.
You're a Carmelo.
Leaving Team Minhane.
Yeah. That would be very funny if there was a Team Minhane without Minhane. I'm also getting a little bird telling me that Nicky Smokes was trying to start shit with Kirk because Kirk said that he didn't want him.
So, I said I don't need that personality in my life, especially having Rico on the team. I love.
You already got one of those, yeah.
It's beneath you.
Then he cut one of his. The Nicky Smokes guy cut one of his WWF promos. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I need. Like, my life's too short to have that idiot on my team. So I mean, is he busy? Is he like wipe Frank's ass for a living or something? Like, who needs that? I don't need that.
So
I don't need that.
I think this all boils down to another. This is another Kirk Minhane, we cater to you, we beg you.
I have some statements from Jeff.
Okay.
Yes.
On behalf of the commissioner.
Bullshit,
Megan was going to be the 4th member with intention to be coach like Hank did. I don't think I made that part clear, hand up. But their team was told very clearly on October 25th in a text message that they were absorbed by TJ's team, meaning they made the league without needing the play-in tournament.
That is
of 4.
Well, but we didn't ask for that.
Also,
it's Jeff making these crazy decisions.
This is also a very Jeff thing where it's like, he's like, it's very clear. It's like absorbed into the dozen league. These are made up things. We don't know what this means.
He had been telling us up to that point that we were like second to foreplay. We were the runaway favorite for the fan vote. So it was almost a foregone conclusion that we would be in the league.
And foreplay, Frankie, you're in?
Yeah, we're in.
They are literally the worst team in the league. They just get in because they're awful.
Yeah,
but we were shoehorned. We didn't know where this
What? That's Frankie.
Frankie, are you guys the worst team in the league?
Am I still like the big screen in this whole?
Yeah. You've just been standing there.
This is like the most preposterous setup I've ever seen. I've been watching you guys talk the last 20 minutes, and I've been like worrying about the way I'm blinking.
Are you the worst dozen team in the league?
We're pretty bad, yeah.
I've seen you nail a couple. You have highlights I've seen, but you just don't win any games.
I think pound for pound, I'm the best, the guesser.
Like the number guesser thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
In those rounds, like those, I don't know what we call them, but when you have to just throw a number, how many calories are in like a Big Mac? I've nailed it. I think 3 times.
Yeah.
Like,
of course you know that one.
And then. All right.
I hate you now. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I mean,
we go back and forth, Frankie.
Tommy is Kirk Minhane in training.
No, this is just me and Frankie. We have this back and forth. It's all seriously. I love you at the end of the day, brother. You know that.
Tommy, Frankie, Alex Cooper is in the office today, and Tommy is literally like shaking like a leaf.
I just want to make some content together.
I mean, I'd be pretty nervous. She's big time.
She's
real big time. She's as big as it gets.
She's Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
She's the new Oprah. Tommy thinks that he's nervous because of all the content they're going to make together. When
we had some beef for burying the hatchet. More from Jeff. He said their captain Megan agreed to it, and it guaranteed him in the league without needing to finish in the play-in tournament. If he doesn't want to play, he's free to quit. Otherwise, we'll sort it out.
Who is he talking about? Me?
Yeah.
Quit.
Don't do it. Don't
quit.
He's thinking about it. He wants to do it for the drama, but he wants to also play. I know what's going on in his head.
I enjoy playing with this team, but I think that there are some sort of tyrannical decisions being made without, like, why on earth would Megan not have communicated to us what you just said? She was the captain of our team. Like, what is all this like? Oh, I guess I should have sent that. We're just being told you guys are now part of TJ's team. Why? Why would that be the case? Nothing against TJ, but like we have a full team.
Yep.
You put us together. We've played multiple play-in games. We're second in the fan vote.
Well, I think there's one common denominator here. It's Kirk Seamus Minhane.
This is ridiculous.
All roads lead back to Kirk Minhane.
I don't care about playing teams. They're not real anyway. They're not going to be a factor in this thing. They can have their little fun. It doesn't matter to me. Do whatever you want.
Why don't you just play a one-man team, by the way? I feel like you're just probably as likely.
I have considered it. But I'm
you
so
do need somebody for the
things
Yeah,
I would score like 9 points every time. I win MVP again, though, which is all I really care about. So I don't know. Who's to say? I have no idea. I don't know.
All right, let's put it to bed. Thank you, Frankie, for standing there like a statue for 20 minutes. Kirk, you're a psychopath. Alex is here. Tommy is so nervous right now. This is great. All right, see you guys later.
On the screen while she's there.
You want to hop on? Sure. Let's go.
I'll get out of here.
Tommy. Tommy.
I already said I get out of here.
How you doing?
That's my joke.
Oh, great. Take a seat.
Yeah.
Tommy!
Alex!
Are we doing the makeup
Wow.
Wow.
Grab
what's going on? How are you?
Pat, oh my
Good
God.
to see you.
Grab the mic right there.
Here you go.
Okay.
And we're live.
What is this?
This is Barstool Radio.
Oh,
so we're live on YouTube
I got
right
my
now.
own show now and shit, so it's like.
You're big dick energy now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I knew you would make it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I know. We always said that. The two of us would be 1 and 2.
This is crazy. It's like the same as I left. It's wild.
you kind of went on to bigger and better things, and we're just.
No, guys.
Here.
I'm never too good for Barstool. I don't forget where I came from. I remember.
People are calling you the new Oprah.
Oh my God.
What do you think?
That makes me anxious, but I'm excited that I'm even being put in that category. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Yeah.
You're at the Garden?
Yes, I'm excited because I'm doing this tour and I've never done like live shows before. And the Daddy Gang, I have never experienced something like this. They are feral. Like I opened in Boston, girls are puking everywhere, like up in the like rafters. Like I heard like everyone's puking in the fucking trash cans. I'm like, Daddy Gang? No, you guys, the girls.
Wait, you're not.
They
not a joke?
No, this is dead ass serious. They pre-gamed so fucking hard.
Oh, they were drunk.
They were
I
They're
can't
just
believe
so
that.
They pre-gamed
Honestly,
so hard.
I would believe that about you at this point.
No.
If I heard a story of somebody was just like overcome from seeing Alex Cooper that they puked, I would be like,
Thank you.
Tommy almost threw up when he heard you were here this morning.
I think it's nice that we're finally able.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
I have sometimes sweaty.
How sweaty are his hands on a 1 to 10
Listen,
right now?
when I was here, I really had to work on like establishing my brand, and you couldn't be a part of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But now that the brand is established,
now I can be a part of it.
Wow, all right.
Can we go back to why couldn't he be a part of your brand?
I think that
was it the khakis?
I think that there was something which we can all now look back on is like the way that Call Her Daddy did start to get some traction in this this office was because we were so like, no, we want to do our own thing.
Yeah.
And I think it worked branding wise.
Was that on purpose though?
Yeah.
So
I kind of helped.
I mean, it didn't. I don't think it would be on accident.
No, I knew what I was doing. Like, I think it was like sticking out like a sore thumb here was good for us, and I think it like made us kind of more polarizing. And it, even if it was guys online hating us, I think it was good.
So did you ever really dislike me, or?
No, Tommy, I didn't love your outfits. And
did you listen? Oh, I got to know him, mommy.
I never didn't like you, but I didn't think it was like appropriate for us to give you a makeover because like
it was your idea.
It would have cheapened the brand.
It would have cheapened the brand.
Yeah, and then maybe things wouldn't have. I agree. It wouldn't have unfolded the way it did.
Tommy alarmingly stupid smokes and made him something. It would be like the Daddy Gang can do anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't regret it though.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, things have turned out all right for you. And
you're doing pretty decent. Pretty good.
I'm doing my thing.
Wait. To go back though, when you, so it was a conscious decision to be a little bit like, I'm going to blow these guys off.
Yeah.
But then was it also just kind of like easier to do it that way?
Well, I think it was like I also think, which like for my brand specifically, and this is like no knock to the Barstool, like the way that it runs, but like I knew that we were getting pulled in so many directions of like do 10 million shows, like do all these different things, and I just knew specifically like for Call Her Daddy, we needed to just focus on the main thing, and that was like turning down a lot of things and pissing a lot of people off. But I think in the long run, like it worked out.
Was there a moment where you were like, oh shit, people are mad about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys like fucking like were so irritated. Like, why the fuck don't they have to come to the office? Fuck these bitches.
Right.
And then Dave would be a bigger asshole and be like, well, they're paying for your salaries, you fucking little pieces of shit. And I'm like, Dave,
that's not gonna help your Q score with the Barstool gang. But
no, I think it worked out. I think it was what it was.
I think it worked out, Alex.
Definitely worked out. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. Do you have time right now, or are you just like, okay,
let's do a couple more things.
Do you?
Oh yeah, we're gonna shoot something after this if you have time. That's just official settling of the beef.
For Maine, for Call Her Daddy Maine, it's not a big.
Well, Tommy's trying to make it to the Forbes 30 under 30, and you made that very, 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 very easily. Tommy has been trying desperately.
I'll show you some stuff I've been working on. Yeah, I think it'll really blow you away.
Did you have a moment where you knew, like, oh, I'm about to be the next Oprah? Was there like one appearance, one show, one controversy where you were like, this is bigger than I ever could have dreamed it was going to be?
I think just when I took the show over by myself.
Make sure you get Tommy in there. Make sure you get.
You might want to do like.
I think when I took the show over by myself, I think it was exciting for me to finally be able to just like fully creatively take control of the brand. And I think I had so many ideas that like as a duo, it was just like not possible, which I think everyone can relate to. Like if you have two people with opinions, like you can't fully do what you want to do. And
meaning like business opinions on
I think I had a lot of ideas of how to grow the show, and when I took it over, I think when I started doing interviews, immediately I saw like people were taking to it in a different way than I expected, and I was like, okay, I think I've got something here.
Was it scary? Like after you signed, you were like, holy fuck, I signed this contract, like am I going to live up to the hype that's behind it?
I remember like meeting with Spotify and doing all like the rounds of like trying to figure out who I was going to go with, and I was pitching these people like this big vision that I had in my head, but like I hadn't done one fucking interview yet. Like that was actually big. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I think it was a lot of like me just like trusting myself to like fucking get it done, and it's cool to now see like everyone say like, wow, you like promised and you over delivered, which
and
is
to
cool.
think none of it would have happened if you had done the thing with Tommy.
None of it. You would have fucked up the
I mean,
whole
butterfly effect.
It's really cool.
It could be me with the Spotify deal and you sitting on this couch from Barstool Radio.
Are you?
That could have never happened. I'm just kidding. It's cool to see you guys and be back.
We have such a good back and forth.
It's really cool.
So the live tour is going on now.
It's
and it just started in Boston.
Yeah, I just
and
started
New York
in Boston.
tonight or tomorrow.
Went to Toronto, and New York is tomorrow. And I had never never done anything live, and naturally I'm like, I want it to be like completely different than any live show that anyone's ever seen, and it is not a normal live show. Like, it is not me just sitting on a chair and podcasting. It's like, it's closer to almost like a Broadway show. Like, there's so many, like the guys were like, Alex, this has more lighting cues than like the Broadway shows we worked on. I'm like, that sounds about right. I'm just trying to do things bigger and better. And so, yeah, it's awesome. And it's sold out everywhere and it's dope.
You sold out instantly.
Right? We sold out before pre-sale, which I didn't know was possible. And we were like, holy fuck, the Daddy Gang is so loyal. So I love them and I'm so appreciative.
Just a quick question.
Hi. You're back. You got rehired.
Yeah.
I know. Believe it?
When I was here, you got fired.
Yeah, those were fun times. No, we're doing great, Yumi. I wanted to ask, because I was performing in Boston this last weekend, and on the same night, not too far from you, and I was thinking, do you think we should make sure that we don't go to the same market in the same night, because we cannibalize?
Right.
I sold out.
Oh.
And I was wondering if that had hurt you.
You know what? It didn't hurt me. I didn't feel that. But what I do know is, like, we probably have very different audiences.
Well, it could be.
I think.
Yeah, I tend to have, like, the college-educated...
And what would you call the Daddy Gang? Let's make sure this goes online.
Are they like,
You're gonna get fired again.
I love the Daddy Gang personally.
Are they like readers or not really? I don't think they're.
They definitely are readers.
Right? Are they?
Yeah, readers of the mind, of the male mind.
That's
it's okay,
bad.
Francis. I'm glad you sold out though. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. I did well. All 5 shows, no big deal. Yeah, how many shows did you sell out?
I sold out 7.
And how many seats are we talking?
Capacity probably 4.
Like 5,000 to like 7,000.
Cool.
So you can do the math there, right? How many people?
Look, we don't have to.
Harvard, right?
We don't have to do the math.
Francis, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Look at us, a couple college athletes from Boston, done good.
Do you think if you, I think you can come in here and be like, I'm super, super successful, and so like you can have fun with all this.
Yeah.
You're allowed to speak to me.
Yeah, like would if things didn't go fucking incredible for you, would you be as like
happy?
Well, and happy in life, but I'm saying like coming back here being like, hey,
as open to shoot the shit and all.
I think it was, like I said, I think it was hard in the beginning to shoot the shit because it was like I was so focused on trying to build the brand. But now, regardless of whether it was as successful or not, like I think I always look back on anything that like helped me get to the next spot in my life and be like proud of it. Like even if it wasn't like a Spotify deal or whatever, like I look at you guys and I'm like, we hung out a lot. Like we went through a lot of shit together. So no, I'm like proud to be back. Like I'm always proud to say that like I was at Barstool first. And I think
sometimes people who go on to bigger things from Barstool, like don't talk about it, or like it's like their deep dark secret.
Yeah, you've been the opposite.
I love you guys, and I think it's like at the time, it's like when you're in something, it's hard to be really happy wherever you are, but when you leave, I feel like hindsight is always 20/20, and I'm like, that was fucking dope, and like we had some like really crazy moments,
so bad.
And there was nothing crazier. No, fuck off. And there was nothing crazier than in the pandemic, like the blow up of Call Her Daddy. Like I think it helped the show, it helped all of us. So like here we are.
Are you still with Spotify?
Yes. My last year.
I was gonna say, are you?
Crazy.
Are you?
He's coming
are you
home.
gonna?
He's coming home.
Are you gonna stay?
I would love to figure it out with Spotify. They have literally been the best partners. Like they are so baller in everything they do. Like they are. It's interesting when you go to a company like that. Like we all know Dave, and like I didn't know that about Spotify. Like would that be the same? I've met Daniel. I've met his wife. Like they're the fucking shit. I love all of them, and I'm so. I don't know. I've had the best time. So I'm excited to see like what.
Did you do it on your own?
Could I do it on my own? I mean, I can always like do it on my own, but I do think distributionally, like it's really important to have a partner that can help globally. I want to be the biggest in the world, so.
Have you gotten TV offers? Do you want to take things to more like?
Shh, we can't talk about that. No, I listen. I mean, it's now a show. It's a show, so it's interesting to think about like where would it live.
There are no limits anymore. I don't.
It's fun.
I don't think.
It's fun.
I don't. Like whatever you want to do, I think you could probably pull off, which is a crazy fucking thought.
So you're doing the live show tomorrow night. I'm sure it's like pretty planned, but like you wanted like a segment of like
nope.
do the live makeover.
Nope.
Finally do the live
Tommy,
makeover.
love you. Keep doing your thing. It's gonna come one day, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes.
Any talk with Sofia?
I never spoke to her again after that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's it. Nothing.
Not even a fight, or it was just
nothing.
If she were to reach out, would you take the call?
I don't think she would ever reach out. I don't know if there's anything to like say. I think it's kind of done. And what someone said this the other day, which hit me, it was like, I've now been doing the show on my own longer than we did it together.
Yeah, right.
So that's kind of like, it feels so far away. And I know you guys probably feel that with business stuff. Like when you're in a new era, like that's all I can think about is this is my baby and I'm producing it and I'm trying to make it the biggest. So it feels like so long ago that happened that I don't
even think about
it that way.
Do you think if it didn't blow up the way it did, there would have?
I think it was going to end regardless. Yeah, I mean, we had personal conversations like this shit was so bad behind the scenes, like it was going to end. So
toxic almost.
Fighting over Tommy.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Yeah.
We can't do the makeover.
So it was time, and I think it's great that now we're both doing our own things.
Yeah, totally.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Does Alex have any questions for them?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, probably not, but.
Where'd you get your outfit?
No.
He's like, I don't give a shit.
Do you miss me?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I think everyone here misses,
do you think you could have done it without being like?
No, I think the show would have.
If you behind the scenes, if you were like, yo, we're doing this on purpose almost to grow the brand.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more understood than it's just like, oh, these girls really don't like us or really don't want to do these things.
Yeah. No, I think that it was. I always say it was the perfect storm. It was like, I remember thinking about like, where should we go? And it was like, I'm pretty sure Dear Media like kind of existed at the time. And it was like, that was an all women led company. I think like now I can say it, like there's no secret to that. Like I remember choosing Barstool and walking in to meet with Dave and Gaz that day by myself to be like, this made the most sense because this was going to get the most noise. Like two girls coming into Barstool Sports, like a predominantly male dominated company where like there wasn't that many women at the time. I knew it would shake shit up and that it wouldn't get that.
But do you think you could have done it like without
the drama?
Without being like it was like we don't do what Barstool does while being at Barstool.
I mean,
I think you could have done both.
I think we could have done both, but I think that there was an allure of like, who are these girls? No one knows them. They're never around. Like, I think that I purposely was very strategic in like the way that we marketed ourselves. Like everyone in LA was like, who are these girls? We don't understand how they're blowing up. So it was like, I was very meticulous about keeping us kind of like removed as much as possible. So it felt like it was this shiny object that like no one could touch.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that was
intentional.
It
was
like
fully intentional.
Because then it's like, oh, I get it. Whereas they're like, well, they don't like us.
It's not like you were coming in because you didn't like being. It was all part of the master plan.
If we sat at those desks every single day,
you would
the
have
allure
stand out.
Yeah, and it's like, and I get it. The beauty of this company is someone walking around with a camera 24/7. But I think when you have us walk in certain days and everyone's like, they're here, like I just knew that was going to create more friction than be like, they're here all the time and it's oversaturated.
Totally.
With Thanksgiving coming up, do you remember the turkey video?
Oh my fucking God. Honestly, play it. Like it's so
We should actually, we'll end as we wrap up. We'll play it. I'll give them a minute. That, I don't know if it ever actually aired. Because that was.
I don't even remember what it is.
It's Sofia and Alex stuffing a turkey.
On your
and they're
show?
like
so sexual.
Fisting it and like you gotta get it.
It was brilliant.
During the first
and wet and like I went back and watched it.
I think I remember that.
Oh my God, this could have ruined the whole fucking thing.
It was so
crazy. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The spit on
the turkey.
It was crazy.
Sanitary.
Except to focus on the most important part.
That is very
Shout out to Tom. I remember him filming that, being like,
Tommy Lay, right?
Yeah. Closing his eye.
Absolutely outrageous.
Tom Lay.
I feel like it's got to be wild that you like. There would probably be other people who would be like, "Don't air this. Like that's for a different me or whatever." You can just do whatever you want. It doesn't fucking matter, right?
I have no. It's so good. I have no shame around the early days of that shit. Like
that's how I do.
That
That's
was
amazing.
brilliant.
Yeah,
it was so fucking good.
That's what's so funny. Like
you're so well lit.
This is you,
right?
This
lighting, Tom.
This is you. But then, like I said, there are legitimately people being like, "She's the new Oprah."
It's
that the fact that can exist is fucking
But I'm so proud of that because I think that like in traditional media in the past, like you couldn't have a woman that did both. And I think that's why my brand has been so successful, is because like I started talking about the most intimate shit, which was sex, and people feeling like, damn, this girl doesn't hold back. And now I can talk about anything, and it's like they trust me because I'm always going to keep it 100, and I'm always going to like be super crass or go for it and tell the honest truth, and I'm never going to change. Like I think when I signed with Spotify, everyone was like, fuck, like now she's not going to be able to talk her shit. Like no one tells me what I put into Call Her Daddy episodes except for myself. Like still to this day, like no one's touching that shit in a way that I don't have all my hands over it.
I also think you navigated like the rebrand so well, because it's like you're alone. Are you going to keep doing the sex thing? And it was just like this perfect seamless transition into the more serious interviews.
So Unwell Media.
Thank you.
Unwell Media you have, right?
Unwell.
Are you looking to maybe add a male? Oh, like the way you were a...
Guys, I didn't come in here to poach, okay? Erica's going to be like, get the fuck out, bitch.
You might need a male to go into that female-dominated media company.
Is it all female?
No, we're definitely going to have men. It was just, I think, the perfect moment.
Boys who have not yet totally become men?
No.
Yeah, do you need two flamboyant gay men who have no fear to say anything?
No, it's been really dope, because I think now it's like I'm on airplanes and people are like giving me their resumes, or like people are making reels. Like I was at my tour the other night and a girl gave me a USB card, and she was like, please fucking watch this, and it's her pitching her show, and it's actually fucking dope. And so it's cool to now have watched Barstool and be like, I feel like I'm creating a new version for myself of a network of people I believe in.
Was Alex like the...
Alex Earl is...
It felt like it was a perfect...
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was like...
She's the first one you signed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I think she's the type of person that everyone looks at us like, is there competition? Like, is she the new Alex? Is Alex her? Like, and we immediately met and we're like, oh, let's fucking do this shit. Like, let's combine forces and blow the ship up even bigger. And she's amazing. She's a fucking animal work-wise. Like that girl, like you don't even know how much she puts back into that work shit. Like you're like, damn. So she's amazing. She's amazing. And she's really great.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Congrats.
Good seeing you guys.
See you guys tomorrow at noon.
Woo! Holy shit.
All right, can I...
Thanks for